response. A new flu strain has sickened 10 people in 4 states, and it's catching the attention of health workers. So far, the cases have been pretty mild, but Utah health officials are watching this virus carefully. KSL News specialist Nkoyo Iyamba takes a closer look.
Dee, this H3N2 flu virus has sickened 9 children, all under age 10 in Maine, Pennsylvania, and recently in Iowa. A 58-year-old man was also part of this group. Now, since the illness is not widespread yet, health workers are able to be proactive in planning for this flu strain rather than reactive like they were with the H1N1 pandemic back in 2009.
Ready. You've heard the warnings before around this time of year.
This is the season of giving, but don't give away the flu virus. You don't want to be sharing that.
But with this latest strain of H3N2, Utah Health Department epidemiologist Valoree Vernon says health workers are just playing the waiting game.
We don't know what it's going to do, how it's going to behave, if it's going to be worse, if it's going to spread further.
H3N2 so far doesn't show signs of becoming a pandemic, but the strain has some elements of the 2009 H1N1 flu virus, which is why the Centers for Disease Control has a vaccine on standby.
So it's what's called a vaccine candidate, and CDC has released that to manufacturers in the event that they need to produce it quickly. The H3N2 that they have made into a vaccine it does offer protection. So it's not an exact match, but it will offer protection against this particular strain.
The CDC reports this particular strain has been around in some form since the early 90s. So some of us have already been exposed to it, which may be why children seem more susceptible now. But the strain has mutated, which is typical of influenza. So far, it hasn't reached us here in Utah.
We are watching it. We're aware of it. We do test for the specific types of influenza in Utah, so we do have a monitoring system to be able to catch that.
Vernon says watch for symptoms like a typical flu, fever, chill, and body ache. This season's flu vaccine will not keep you from getting the H3N2 virus, so she still urges the public to be hypervigilant about fighting the flu.
Cover your mouth, wash your hands, stay away from big crowds if you are sick.
All excellent advice. Now, something to look forward to is that the CDC will likely include a vaccine for the H3N2 strain in next year's flu shot batch, because right now it takes roughly 6 months to make that vaccine available once a new strain of influenza virus like the H3N2 is identified and isolated. Back to you.
All right, good to know they're watching it. Thanks, Nkoyo.